Stat sheet, please.
I think you had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, only 1 for the rest of the game. How did you just navigate that part of the game, taking care of the ball, and facilitating this offense as it went on?
Still got to be better. You know what I mean? Like the turnovers that I got weren't like that's all on me, especially that last one. You know what I mean? I think we go up 3. We get a big stop, and we had numbers. You know what I mean? I tried to advance. It was the right play. I just got to complete the pass, and then it's a layup or a 3. So still got to be better in that sense. But overall, it's a good fight, man. It's a tough team, tough environment. You know what I mean? We just stuck with it. So big time win for us.
James, this is your second year member Kawhi. What impressed you the most about him tonight?
You said what impressed me?
Yeah, tonight.
Shit, I don't think he would. I feel like he didn't miss a shot. I feel like he didn't miss a shot, man. His shot making ability is elite. You know what I mean? And that's the aggressiveness that we need from him. You know what I mean? No matter what's going on, no matter who's guarding him, he just got to his spot and raised up. So, big time player. He played big time tonight.
James, what do you see from he does so much behind the scenes, trying to get ready for this time of year, trying to get his body right, and a lot of times we'll always ask about it, and then we don't really understand everything he's doing other than he's working. Do you see some of what he does behind the scenes, all the hard work he puts in?
Right.
Now we describe what he does.
Every single day. It's the preparation. It's like the treatment. It's the strengthening. You know what I mean, of his body. It's the correctives, and then it's the going on court and putting it all together. You know what I mean, and it's consistent every single day. And luck hasn't been on his side, or whatever case you might call it, but he loves the hoop. You know what I mean, and as you see, when he's on the court, he's a killer. So, I'm glad he's in a good space right now.
Jay, just wanted to follow up. We asked you about 5 fouls from game 1. So you figured it out. We had 1 today. And you still had some of the same answers. He was on there plenty. How did you figure that out? How did you navigate that and still stay on the court for 38?
I mean, I usually don't just get 5 fouls, so I'm just not a hack. So it was just one of those games you have to navigate and figure out how to stay on the court, but still be aggressive and still be smart. So I don't know. I mean, tonight, I had some shot opportunities, and Kawhi had it going. You know what I mean? And so you just at that point you just sit back and you figure out how can you impact the game or whatnot. So it's a big time game, man. Norm made some big time shots in that fourth quarter. Zoo, Katie, some offensive rebounds. It was a team effort, and in the postseason it don't really matter, as long as you come away with the win. So we got a couple days off and be ready for the end to it.
James, Nikola had a triple-double, but you guys forced him to 7 turnovers. What did you guys do well to kind of maybe neutralize it a little bit as much as you can?
Tough cover, extremely tough cover. He's very, very skilled. His passing ability, his scoring ability, and he put it big on him. I think Zoo did an unbelievable job, but he put it big on him. He steps back and shoots threes and post up and his passing ability. So just trying to make it difficult on him, man. We swarm him. We just try to be smart because obviously if you just run at him, he's going to pick you apart. So tough cover. I think the last 2 games we did a pretty solid job, even though he had a triple double. He's going to get his just because he's that good. But I think we did a really good job on him last 2 games. So we got to be even better for the next few games in order for us to be successful.
2 more. James, going back to Kawhi for a second. Obviously, he has a night that he did tonight, but you've been around for almost 2 years now. His career, the stop and start nature, all the things he's gone through. Do you think, and he keeps coming back, do you think he gets the appreciation from people for what he's endured and coming back from?
No, not even a little bit. It's always negative. It's always, what he's been through and what he's not able to do just because of something that he can't control. But we don't appreciate how great he is when he's actually out there and putting on performances like this tonight. I feel like that about everybody that, is in the league that goes through something that, it's out of their hands or they can't control. You know what I mean? It's like it's always the negative, it's always the hate that people want to talk about, which is something that we got to live with, I guess, in this world. But as for me being closer to him, every single day and seeing the work that he puts in, and you appreciate him.
James, you mentioned you guys are headed back to Intuit Dome. What's the level of excitement to play the first ever playoff game in that building, especially given that you guys were able to tie the series up and bring a 1-1 series back home?
I expect it to be rocking in there. I expect it to be, very, very loud, and like it's always been all year, and us to go out there and put on a show. But like it's the playoffs. It's my 16th year being here, so you understand what you're up against. You understand that just because you're going back home, it's not going to be easy. Or it's not guaranteed to win. And for us, playing against this very good Denver Nuggets team, it's just even kill. We lose last game, we didn't get too low. We win tonight, we didn't get too high. It's just, the series could have easily been, 0-2. We could have been down, or it could have been 2-0. We could have been up. And we understand that. So going back home, it's it's another opportunity for us to win. Yep.